have the conversationalist in the house, Tola and Bimbo. Rest assured, the time is right, and the house is set. It's conversation.
Conversation.
Right, a very good morning, and you are still very much on to Oluyole 98.5 FM on the stables of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State. Welcome you to Conversation this Monday morning, the 15th day in the month of June 2026. Our conversation here is where we bring you stories making the major headlines in the dailies, and we do our best to give you top-notch analysis. In due course, we get to open the phone lines. We invite you to be a part of the flow, our little talk shop. Together, we try to make sense of those major events unfolding around our country, our nation, and our world. Mondays to Saturdays, except Sundays, we are here, and that is what we do on Conversation. Our thoughts, views, and opinions is what you will be hearing from us as presenters and analysts, and not the corporate views of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State. That is why the program is called Conversation. And we are networking on Okogo FM 96.3, our sister station in Alaga in the Okogo of the state, Agility FM, Gambari, Ogumosho, on the 92.1 FM down. No one beats our reach. All over these great states, we are there. All over Nigeria, we are there. Beyond the shores of Nigeria, just latch on via the social media platform Facebook, precisely at PCOS, and you are on to Conversation. Once again, wherever you are listening across the world, you are welcome. My name is Tola Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for joining us on Conversation this Monday morning. Oluyole FM 98.5 right here in the city of Ibadan. Your stories making rounds across the country and beyond the shores of the country. And of course, while we give you the opportunity of contributing to the little talk shop, we want you to go straight to the points while giving your own opinions and views, and no foul languages on the program. Yes, stories making the rounds. They're talking about the death of the general that was kidnapped, and eventually he died. I don't really know the cause of that death. I don't really know whether people are given various meanings and reasons and how he died. Some said he died of health issues. Some died because I think he was killed, maybe deliberately murdered, but we don't really know.
Well, the official position is that he died due to complications from diabetes and hypertension. Mm-hmm. You know, it would have been isolated from his medication since he was a doctor, and then, of course, the treatment would have aggravated. I mean, the treatment in the hands of the captives would have aggravated that health situation. His health, the underlying health issues. And I saw a clip where he was being savagely beaten by the bandits. There was a clip there, and there was another clip where his legs were swollen, and his wife was tending to him while he was sick. Why? I'm wondering why they allowed him to stay that long in captivity. I'm talking about even the military itself. I'm not talking about the federal government, talking about the authorities itself. And then in the video clips we saw while he was still alive, you could still see others, elderly looking people, and people whom you would know are not just ordinary people in society. They were there, chained by the legs to each other.
And I also believe that maybe it was because of, he was a retired military general, and that they, like you said in the clips, that you saw that he was being beaten mercilessly, and I believe maybe they are trying to take a pound of the flesh. You understand that you were in the in governance then. Now you are with us. Now we will now deal with you. You wanted to deal with us, Jen. I'm just saying this just sparingly. We'll deal with you. So that is the meaning of that clips to me.
And another thing that I don't know that I wish the defense headquarters and the government of Kaduna State in particular would clarify is this rumor, this story making the rounds on the social media that the remains of the man have been recovered and laid to rest, and that the man was handed over by the bandits themselves to Katsina government officials at a ceremony where the bandits came out openly, and there we saw pictures where there was a coffin and the bandits were handing over the coffin to Katsina government officials. I don't know if that is true or something, or another lie on the social media.
I think it should be another lie on the social media. It should be some of those news and those pictures, those Sakamaje pictures that they show us. How can bandits come to a ceremony and hand over the corpse of a person to the that state government? I don't believe that. I don't believe.
Yes, also I don't believe it too. Well, and even if this were the situation, I think that would be a big blunder on the part of the Katsina state government. Even if the bandits are going to be handing over, it shouldn't be in full glare of TV cameras, and it shouldn't be splashed on the social media and all that. So such things are done covertly, even if that is the only way to secure the man's remains and give him an honorable burial. All they need to tell the world is that we secured his remains, and then we laid him to rest. All right, the nationwide outrage has continued to throw the abduction and subsequent death of Brigadier General Rabi Abubakar in bandits captivity. Now, reacting to the development, President of the Middle Belt Forum MBF, Dr. Bitrus Pogu, has warned that the escalating insecurity is a repeat of the game plan that pulled down former President Goodluck Jonathan's administration. Now, Pogu, in an interview on Sunday, alleged that the game plan of some people is to pull down the current administration for advantage in the forthcoming election. And I believe this narrative by Mr. Pogu, and this is what I keep saying, instead of looking in the direction of a particular ethnic nationality, it is these people that cut across various ethnic nationality and religious beliefs that are the problem. They are the ones sponsoring this insecurity. And as long as we continue to be distracted by the narrative of, oh, it's an ethnic thing, oh, it's a religious thing, we will never get anywhere in the war against the enemies of this country. Now, he said that President Bola Tinubu, who is the target of the conspiracy, needs to brace up and address insecurity squarely instead of managing the situation. And that's exactly what it looks like they are doing. He said, the game plan that put Jonathan down is the one in vogue now. It is the same game plan against Tinubu, and he should brace up and address it. He is part of the All Progressive Congress, APC. He should have known better. He should address it, otherwise it would pull him down. Now, President Tinubu knows what the APC did to pull down former President Jonathan in 2014. Knowing what they did, he should brace up. And for him to just sit down and allow them to mess everybody up, including himself, is not the best. So indirectly, Mr. Pogu is saying that the president is now being paid back in his own coin. Well, these are all in the realm of allegations that this was deliberately done during the Jonathan administration, and this has still been repeated. But then I still want to believe in Mr. Pogu's narrative that this is exactly what is happening. And Mr. President Tinubu must know at this time that it's no longer just about himself. It's no longer about politics. It's about Nigeria and the survival of Nigerians. Nigerians are getting tired of these things. They are becoming tired of these narratives. And I pray that, God forbid, we get to that point, we cross that line where every Nigerian community will say enough is enough, and everyone will resort to self-help. Then would have a breakdown into chaos. And if we are not careful, the way a particular ethnic nationality is being profiled, that's the way the war will be wrongfully directed solely at that ethnic nationality, instead of us coming together to fight our common enemies. Then, like I said, we will have a descent into chaos. And God forbid we get to that point. That is why the government needs to do the needful. It's gradually getting to that point where communities are beginning to say enough is. Did we expect that level of reaction, backlash over the Orire abduction?
Yes.
Where the entire country now seems to be involved. Before we just just another abduction. We talk, and then everybody moves on until the abductees are either released or they stay there in perpetuality. So I don't know, but like the Middle Belt Forum is saying that the government must brace up to these challenges. Bandits just to release our mother. That's coming from the son of General Rabi. Now, Issa Karabi, son of the late General Abubakar, has debunked the online claim that their mother, Amina Rabi, had been released. In an interview with journalists on Sunday, Isiaka said, "We have accepted the fact that we lost our father, but our mother is still with the bandits. They are yet to release her. Those saying she was released are not telling the truth. As one of the children of our late father, I want to state that she has not been released." When asked whether the family had anything to say, he insisted, "We don't have anything to say to the governor or the president." It looks like the family is not happy with the authorities from what I'm reading here.
Yes, and you know, Tola, you always say that, talking about banditry and the Fulanis, Mieti Allah, yes, they have condemned banditry and renewed calls for, they called for action against insecurity, renewed calls. And you always say that there are some criminals within the Fulanis. You know, those criminals.
There are actually many.
Yes, they are not members of MACBAN, which MACBAN have always, refuted whenever people insinuate that yes, Mieti Allah.
Don't get things wrong. I'm not exonerating Mieti Allah from
these
things that have been happening.
I know.
Their members are very, very much. Many of their members are very, very much involved. But what I'm just saying here is that it's time for Mieti Allah to now brace up and be part of the efforts to wage war against the common enemies of the country. Many of those enemies are within their ranks, and over time they have protected those criminals because they are of their ethnic nationality. Majorly Fulani. When you talk about Mieti Allah, those are the people that make up. It's like the Fulani socio-cultural group, if you ask me, much more than cattle rearers and if you talk about those who are herders. So for a long time, because of ethnic sentiments, they have refused to look inwards. Rather, they rather cover those criminals that are giving their organization a bad name. This is the time for their leaders to come up and stop defending criminality. Many a times they would come out, and when entire communities and villages get wiped out, they would come out to justify it and state the reasons why they did what they did. And yet the government, especially the immediate past government of General Buhari, would say nothing. They would even be encouraging them. The northern governors, the very irresponsible ones among the northern governors, will be saying that because a particular governor enacted an anti-open grazing law, that he was the one that brought this upon themselves. And any time that people fight back and then their own people are killed, they will know how to make their way to that particular state to go and protest. So I think all these has to stop. That is what I am saying. Especially the Mietela Kautahore, that is the very militant arm, and then they were the ones. You remember Governor Autumn, when they attacked Governor Autumn on his farm, and they even came out boldly, openly, to say that he was lucky this time, he won't escape, he won't be so lucky the next time. And the government, the DSS, the police, nobody said anything. That man was not arrested, was not picked up. Of course, until of recent, that he said he was trying to form a Fulani militia or something like that. He was picked up, he was interrogated, he was about, I think they said he was about to be charged to court, only for us to hear that is now free, and he's even saying that he wants to contest for an elective position.
Yes.
So all these has to stop, and that is when we can begin to get anywhere with the war against criminality, banditry, terrorism, and kidnapping. Let's have this quick commercial break, and we will be back.
It's Choco time. Donald Choco is here with a taste you love. Just open the door and enjoy the chocolatey ride. Donald Choco 3-in-1. Ooh, taste it, love it. Donald Choco 3-in-1. Ooh, I love it.
Introducing the new Dano Choco 3-in-1. It's tasty, creamy, and satisfying. Taste it, love it.
All right, we are back, and the program is still Conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Yesterday was, according to the Christian Association of Nigeria, yesterday, June 14, Sunday, June 14, was Black Sunday across the country. The CAN made that declaration, and they made that declaration to honor victims of insecurity and draw attention to the worsening security situation in Nigeria. CAN marks Black Sunday, urges action against insecurity.
Still talking about retired Major General Rabi here, the presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, Atiku Abubakar, has condemned the tragic death of General Abubakar in the captivity of bandits. Atiku, in a statement issued by his media office on Sunday, described the incident as a damning indictment on the federal government's capability to secure the lives of Nigerians. Well, I think I told the line of a General, Atiku Abubakar on this issue. How can a old retired Major General be in captivity for so long, and at the end of the day, nothing happened at the end of the federal government, the end of the military, and he just died like that?
I know one thing, Bimbo, that I always wonder about the military in this country, and I don't know if you've also observed that. Now, if General Rabi had been abducted and held in another part of the country. Other than northern Nigeria, if it had been, for instance, IPOB that held him for whatever reasons, and then he died in their hands, you can imagine what the military would have done.
Yes.
That particular community where the forest is domiciled and where he was held, that particular community is in trouble. In fact, the people there will not even wait. They'll start packing their bags and baggage and leaving the community. That forest where he was held, Bimbo, they would have raided that forest. They would have almost wiped that forest and that community off the map.
Yes.
If it had been in any other part of the country. But when it's northern Nigeria, you see this foot dragging. Remember Okwama, Bimbo?
Okwama,
in Delta State, when some soldiers were killed. And then, like I said, they almost wiped out that community. It was a riverine area. The terrain did not deter the Nigerian military, and the government did nothing to restrain them. But if it's northern Nigeria, like I said, Bimbo, you see this foot dragging, you see the government restraining the military from unleashing themselves. By now, if it had been like it would have been, if it had been in some other part of the country, I would have expected that forest in Katsina State should be swarming with soldiers. They should have descended on that forest, collateral damage or not, and they should have smoked out. That's what they always do when it involves their own in any other part of the. A general, Bimbo, it's like a demigod.
Yes.
Within the rank and file of the military. I can imagine that they will be boiling now. By now, I mean, the rank and file, the officers,
retired or not retired,
they will be boiling now. But then, I guess there's that restraint, that unseen chain of restraints that holds them on, that keeps them at bay, and they are not able to do anything if it involves this particular part of the country. Why, I do not know. But what the DHQ has been visiting the Katsina state government, so they've been offering their condolences and whatever. I do not know. But then we've seen all this before, and we've heard all this before.
Now, the police is talking here. Not really the police. That is a data obtained from the Open Treasury portal, and it says the federal government spent 57.78 billion naira on security-related projects and operations in the first 4 months of 2026, despite worsening insecurity across the country, with no fewer than 98 criminal incidents, including 51 attacks and abductions recorded nationwide in just 1 week. And data obtained from the Open Treasury portal showed that the spending, which covered defense equipment procurement, security infrastructure, military barracks, police facilities, and other security-related projects, represented a 127.97% increase from the 25.35 billion naira spent during the corresponding period of 2025. So, are we seeing the results? If it is true, this is according to a data. I don't know. Talking about police barracks, just here behind us here, go to the police barracks in Iwo Road behind us. Yes, you will see. Just an example, I don't know what is happening in other states of the Federation. Just go there. The military hardware that they are talking about, like you always ask, where are the Tucano jets? Yes. And all others, various related issues concerning security matters here now.
Well, still on the Oluyole abduction, Bauchi governor has come visiting. Came to visit Governor Sheyi Makinde. It was said to be a sympathy visit, but canvassing security architecture rejig. Well, Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State on Sunday paid a sympathy visit to Oyo State Governor Engineer Sheyi Makinde over the abduction of teachers and pupils in Yauta and Esiele communities of Orire local government area of the state. Mohammed, who visited Makinde at his private residence in Ibadan, was accompanied by leaders of the Allied People's Movement (APM). So now, okay, see, it was more of a political visit.
Political issue.
He came visiting for politics, and
he now turned it to a sympathy visit.
Well, it was convenient and, with the issue of the moment to say that he's also coming for a sympathy visit. But well, it's not as if he loves the people of Oyo State that much, or the abductees that much. The visit has more to do with politics.
Yes.
Well, on the center that was the APM national chairman Alhaji Yusuf Maman Dantali and this Bauchi State Governor candidate Dr. Yakubu Adamu. The Bauchi governor used the occasion to call for a comprehensive review of Nigeria's security architecture, stressing the need for improved coordination among security agencies and stronger collaboration between security operatives and citizens to enhance public safety. Speaking with the journalists after the meeting, Mohammed said the visit was aimed at expressing solidarity with the Oyo State government and the families affected by the abduction. Okay.
Well, that is so much for that. Like we've said it all. It was more of a political meeting, but well, it later turned
and it's
sympathy.
It's not very likely that he would come all the way from Bauchi State, just travel all the way just to express sympathy over something that they are already used to, where he comes from, something that is an everyday thing, that is not strange, where he comes from. So I guess it wouldn't just come all that. So, but if it had been that maybe their own people were being attacked here, or maybe something happens, maybe some of these inter-ethnic clashes that we do have sometimes down here, and their own people happen to be more at the receiving end, then it won't be the only one that would come. It won't be the only northern governor that will come. You see scores of them, about 10 or 15 of them coming at the same time to protest against what is being done to their people. So now that he has come, well, it's convenient for him to say that it's a security visit, since and he came with leaders of the APM across the nation. So, well, we believe him, and we accept his sympathy, and he should offer whatever advice he can, or do whatever he can to make sure that the Oluyole abductees return to us soonest.
Yes. Yes, we pray for that. We sincerely pray for that. Now, former head of state General Abdulsalami Abubakar, retired, has revealed that some politicians who publicly championed the cause of Chief MKO Abiola during the June 12 crisis were secretly working with the government, while others collected money from both Abiola's camp and his opponent, the late Bashir Tofa, during the 1993 presidential election. The disclosures are contained in Chapter 16 of Abubakar's 264-page autobiography titled Call to Duty, obtained by Punch correspondent at its public presentation at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja. In the chapter, which contains his assessment of Nigeria's political class, the former head of state described Nigerian politicians, irrespective of party affiliations, as a tribe on their own, who publicly inflame ethnic and religious divisions, while privately meeting to wine and dine together. And his revelations involved those of Tofa, the candidate of the National Republican Convention, who contested against Abiola in the June 12, 1993 presidential election, which Abubakar said the late politician shared with him personally. Well, Tola, I want you to note this paragraph here. Politicians, irrespective of party affiliations, is describing them as a tribe who on their own publicly inflame ethnic and religious divisions while privately meeting to wine and dine together.
Well, my opinion here, Bimbo, I think General Abubakar himself also belongs to that tribe that he has just described. And as we speak, General Abubakar is here to give Nigerians a satisfactory explanation as to what happened under his watch, how MKO Abiola died under his watch in controversial circumstances. The controversy surrounding his death is yet to be cleared. He was the head of state then. He must have known everything. And if there were indeed international conspiracies to the death of Chief MKO Abiola, he must have known about it. The Americans that have been fingered, particularly, they couldn't have done anything without his knowledge. I'm not saying that is what happened. I'm not saying the conspiracy theories about Chief MK Abiola being murdered in the aftermath of General Abacha's death, that MK Abiola also had to die. I'm not saying the conspiracy theories are true, but then they seem to be very strong. So if he, as a military head of state at that time, doesn't have any plausible explanation to offer Nigerians as to what happened under his watch, and again, we have also heard so many stories as to the fact that General Abubakar too has been fanning the embers of yes, unconfirmed stories that we cannot readily prove, but then there have been a lot of accusations from various quarters alleging General Abubakar himself for fanning the embers of ethnic divisions. So I don't know why he's saying this about Nigerian politicians now. I would also call him a Nigerian politician, only that he's not a practicing politician, and it's not until you belong to a political party in the Nigerian context that you are a politician. Very much all the characteristics and attitudes of a politician, General Abubakar has it. He's the quiet type. He doesn't talk much. Yes. But then his actions could also speak a lot, and his body language. Yes. So it's convenient for him now to speak. And maybe we should also thank him for one thing: the fact that he allowed democracy to return. At the time he did, he could have insisted on holding on to power. Yes. And nobody would have, nothing would have shaken it, just that would have become a pariah nation. And if it's the type that didn't care at that time.
Now, Tola, I can see a story in front of you. They are talking about cooking gas. Yes, that cooking gas is getting more expensive, especially in Lagos and Abuja also. But it is not in only in Lagos and Abuja, everywhere across the country. Ogun. Yes, even in Ibadan. Yeah, it is expensive. It is affecting homes. It is affecting the eating pattern of people. Yes, of Nigerians as a whole.
And vendors sell for 2,200 naira per kg. Yes. Blame depot owners for scarcity. It is a tough time for Lagos and Ogun State residents as scarcity and high cost of liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, popularly known as cooking gas, are biting the other. As at Sunday, some residents were seen moving from one location to the other in search of the product, as many retail outlets ran out of supply despite government's assurance. For few vendors with the product, the price range between 2,000 and 2,300 naira instead of 1,200 naira. It was sold in early May per kilogram. Now, people, something just came to my mind now. Do you think the same reason given by the national president of the Middle Belt Forum for the escalating insecurity in the country could be the same reason we are having this scarcity of cooking gas, and why this particular need of millions of Nigerian masses seems to be attacked at this time. Let me remind you the reason Mr. Pogu gave, the president of the Middle Belt Forum. He said it's due to politics, and those who want to pull down the Tinubu administration and want to take over his seat by all means at the ballot. So could it be that clandestinely, in a way, they are operating to also introduce more economic hardship, and that this is just the tip of the iceberg, and we might be seeing more in the days ahead? and maybe you might even be seeing artificial petrol scarcity, just to make people very much more. People are already, in any case, people are already angry with the Tinubu government. Maybe to make them even more angry across the country. I'm just thinking of that possibility, Bimbo, that maybe this is what could be happening. I can't confirm anything.
Yes, sir. You said people are already angry. They are angry. They are angry already. In fact, they are not being pushed to the wall. They are almost inside the wall now. Let me say, we are also inside the wall. And Nigerians are a kind of a people so rugged. Anything that comes will take, and nobody will talk. I'm not instigating anybody here, but what I'm saying is government should do the needful. People are angry.
Well, there's a resident in Mowi who identified herself as Mommy Gloria. She says the most annoying thing is that the price of firewood is also going up due to sudden demand.
Yes, of course, yes. It will go up. Price of charcoal is up now. And people also, if they want to light these charcoals, and some people are now selling sachets of pure water and those, sachet drinks. They'll sell them to people. They will use it to light up the firewoods and the charcoal. Yes, it is being sold now.
Now, the interesting thing here is that the president, Nigerian Association of Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers, Mr. Inyang Edu, confirmed that the Nigerian LNG has not increased price, alleging that the outrageous price of the product is coming from depot owners. Now, one of the depot owners confirmed that they received products but distributed to their plants or stations only. Now, he said if they release the product as they received it, there won't be scarcity and unnecessary price hike, he said. Besides, he wants the government to take up depot owners on how they sold or distributed the product they received. So I guess it's the depot owners now that have questions to answer.
Well, here it says, well, let's see what will happen. Talking about on the international scene now, U.S. and Iran, the U.S.-Iran war. U.S.-Iran truce could splash petrol price to 900 naira. That is according to operators here. Well, let's open.
Okay. Let's wait and see.
Yes, and again, U.S.-Iran reach deal to end war, reopen the Strait of Hormuz.
While the war lasted, let's hope and pray that the war has indeed ended. While it lasted, it was very convenient, as usual, for the Nigerian government to blame that conflict for everything.
Everything, yes.
The last, over the weekend, was it the chief or the Minister of Defense now that was blaming the war for the shortage in supply of weapons. So another excuse as to why they are not winning the war. Tell them before now, uncle. Is it even where there was no war? You still the same complaints, the same old stories, and at the end of the day, we hear stories of how these weapons meant for the Nigerian military get into the hands of the bandits themselves. At times, we have stories about these soldiers out there on the battlefield where they neutralize some of these bandits, and they find on them weapons marked any brand new rifles.
Yes,
meant for the Nigerian army. And of course, you remember that story during the Jonathan administration when millions of dollars meant for arms procurement for the military in the war against terrorism was diverted to political exigencies at that time, and so many people had to have their day in court before the anti-graft agencies after the Jonathan administration. So what I'm just trying to get at here is that it's very convenient when international issues happen. The Nigerian authorities blame every bad thing in the country on that particular happening or event, as if we are the only country in the world. Okay. SDMB's oil and gas park to become operational Q4 of 2026, and Nigeria losing revenue, job opportunities through high export of raw materials. According to the experts, and they are calling for focus on export of value-added products to boost economic growth. And true test of reform should translate into lower food prices, improved income, says CPPA. Well said, but that's what we have been saying, that it's not just on paper.
Yes.
That of course, initially, no bits could be on paper. But when after you see the reforms on paper and a year or two after that, it doesn't translate into what the CPP is saying here, lower food prices and improved incomes, then I think somebody somewhere is being prudent and economical with the truth. The CPP is the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise, and they have insisted that the gains of these reforms, President Tinubu has said that the reforms are beginning to yield fruit. So that fruit will translate into lower food prices, better jobs, improved incomes, and enhanced living standards. That is when we can clap for the lizard that jumped down from the Iroko tree.
Yes.
Not just the lizard, now praising himself. Acknowledgement to the great writer Chinua Achebe.
Yes, teachers' detention sparks uproar among Lagos colleagues. Well,
why was he detained?
Well, let me quickly check before we go to the phones now. Well, I believe there must have been a kind of altercation here.
I hope it's not what I'm thinking. That they punish the offspring of one of the high ups. Okay,
okay, yes. Let me just go quickly through this. Colleagues of Lagos teacher Peter Shudikbe of Ijaye Ojokoro Junior College have appealed to authorities to thoroughly review the circumstances surrounding a drama presentation that allegedly triggered panic among students in the school. And Shudikbe was arrested after a co-curricular program organized by the National Value Education Department of the school caused confusion when some students mistook a drama presentation on banditry for a real-life attack. Yes, it should not even delved into that part.
That aspect at this time. At this time, of all things to think of, remember. Yes. And these are young minds.
Yes. And things they see on phone, they watch on TV.
Right, let's open the phone lines.
070-5555-1985, 080-5500-9850. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good
to have you, sir.
Yes, sir. Whenever election is approaching in our country called Nigeria, our beloved country, this insecurity used to rise. Why? One party would like to bring another party down. One man would like to bring another man down. I remember saying that the present president, even campaign or maybe even spoke against the President Goodluck Jonathan, then to bring him down. Now the law is to me, it says that law of karma is now in place. I'm not saying we should bring the president down, but that is the normal thing that used to happen in this country. You look at Chibok 2014, just to tarnish the administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan then. And look at what happened in local government now. In this country, we should work as one entity to bring Nigeria to the highest level. God bless you, my brother. Have a nice day at work.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. NANS seals deal with Tantita on job creation, scholarship for students. Tantita, Bimbo.
Yes, that is the outfit, the security outfit owned by Tom Polo. Yes. Yes, we'll take another commercial break. We'll be back.
It's choco time. Dano Choco is here with a taste you love. Just open, pour, and enjoy the chocolatey ride. Dano Choco 3-in-1. Ooh, taste it, love it. Dano Choco 3-in-1. Ooh, I love it.
Introducing the new Dano Dano Choco 3-in-1. It's tasty, creamy, and satisfying. Taste it, love it.
All right, we're back and there's still conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. We're still taking phone calls. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. That's Yamonsura. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Yeah, Monsura.
Hello. Oh, please do want to call us back here, Monsura. We can't hear you. 070-5555-1985. Eating more beans and soya lowers high blood pressure risk by nearly 30%. What about flatulence, Bimbo?
Yes.
You eat so much beans.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I congratulate you from you.
Good to have you, sir.
You're welcome, sir. God bless you. How was your weekend?
Fine,
Yes,
thank you,
fine,
sir.
sir.
Mr. Tola, I will continue to address as a professor because of the intelligent way to use to present analysis. You said, had it been that General Rabi, or what is he called, was kidnapped and murdered here in the south, so many ugly things will have been sorted. I agree perfectly. At the tail end of your analysis, you said you don't know why the military is still keeping mum about it. Well, you know the reason, but for diplomatic reasons, people like you cannot say it out, except people like us outsiders. The reason for the military not storming Zambia forest furiously to affect the death of one of their own is sentimental, tribal sentiment. I say this in capital words, tribal sentiment. You know, at the beginning of this problem, that is insurgency in the country, the people of North there, they regard and refer to them as warriors, if you don't forget. They are warriors. They were very proud of them, thinking that Tori will retire ultimately. The likes of late General Buhari and his cohort outed the bandits as warriors and sincerely yours. Buhari loved and pampered them till he breathed his last. Sir, we are not one in this country. I tell you this. How is a marriage of inconvenience? And the earlier we default this marriage, the better. Even practically, if you see a marriage full of a toxic marriage, if care is not taken, one of the couple will lose his or her life. That's it. It is a marriage of inconvenience. We are not one. I keep saying it. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Akombe Adebayo. 070-5555-1985.
Hello, good morning.
Hello. Oh, we lost that. At Serap sues NNPCL over alleged failure to account for 5.9 billion naira spent on rebranding. That was what they spent on rebranding. From NNPC to NNPCL.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Atola, Mr. Bimbo.
Good morning.
Yes, I hope you had a very good weekend.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Now, as regards to
the death of Rabi Abubakar, do you know these terrorists actually handed over the body and they left into the bush in the presence of security agents? And even we have even been told now that the government of Katsina State and probably the federal government, they know the terrorist group that actually kidnapped this man, and they even know the local government where these kidnappers are operating. So where are we now? How can you even really expect anything good from this present government we are talking about? And for the fact that these people are using this thing to chase him away, it's better Tinubu himself leave before these people end up chasing him away. And I know they will chase him away with this kind of thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I guess it's Mr. Abayomi Fabumi.
Yes, I guess so too.
Well, like we said before, we cannot readily confirm if indeed the band is formally handed over General Abubakar's remains to the Katsina State government, and as to whether he has been laid to rest or not. So we also saw it on the social media. We cannot readily confirm.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bimbo.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you.
When we were younger, when we were going jump and white, whenever some of us did not pass, we always resort to blame WAEC and jump. They said they don't mark our papers here. They said they mark our papers in the north, in the east, so they don't like us. So the reason why we did not pass. You know, the Nigerian government always blame. Whenever there is a gas shortage, they blame the opposition. Whenever there is a security problem, they blame the opposition. Economic problem, they blame the opposition. People who can hardly solve any problem, they cannot solve anything. They just think governance is just to wear a and suit and they just be walking around and do sit in the office and do some policies and say you should endure and then endure. This thing will still go. And after that, 4 years, they come back again. That's what is views of governance. They don't think governance is anything to. It's about solving problems. So that is about the gas thing and everything. They have, you know that natural gas thing. They said it's the depot owners, it's the LNG people. Now, LNG is under what? It's really government NPC. So NPC is under the federal government. Don't they have ministers there? Don't they have directors there? If people think we are fools, now they blame the Gulf War crisis, the state of Hormuz crisis, and they said that it was US-Iran war that has been causing shortage of military supply. They have been blaming. The other time they said we should go and take off arms and be fighting terrorists for ourselves. They will push it back to the people. They push it back to the state government. Go and teach your state governors. The state government will push it back to them. That is how they are running countries in this country. I'm sorry for General Rabi Abubakar. It pains when as a general you see rap rapping over you and beating you, and the pain is just it's the pain that killed him. So that's just it. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The pain and the trauma trigger these underlying health issues.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The situation on ground in Nigeria is just in various ways. You cannot base it on political reasons. There are certain tribes that want to occupy another man's land. They see this country Nigeria as their own. I learned yesterday that so many Yoruba kings have been walked away from their thrones, and others they want to leave their palace for the safety of their life. I don't know what Yoruba people are doing now. This is a shameful thing to me. And if people is not taken, gradually what you don't expect can happen. So it's the time now to tell these people that they are not the owner of this land. We own this together. And it is not possible to go together, because the way we see things now, we are not the same. Our character, our beauty, and never can you, normal person with animals, you can never, and if you want to, let's go into that, do it now safely, because it's sexuality. We want to acquire everything so that we become their slaves. Don't forget about election or no election. So you must rise up now. Don't think of a religion or something, but people, they are not religious. They are looking for what we acquire.
Yes.
That's why we warning those Yoruba people that this religion, forget about it. Let's come together now. Those things must be reset to come back to their home.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yoruba is not serious.
Thank you very much. Yes.
All right, thank you. You didn't tell us his name.
Oh, wow.
All right, Nigerians, not Yoruba, must rise up against the common enemies of this country. Nigerians, irrespective of where they come from, Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani, Igbo, Efik, Ibibio, Urobo, everybody must rise up against the common enemies of our nation. All right, it's time to go. Been an interesting conversation this morning, and we will be back tomorrow morning, same time. Thank you for listening. Enjoy your day. My name is Tola Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo Akambi. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy your day also. And of course, Sports Tidbits is next. Victor is here.